All right, what's up, guys? It is a Friday night. I'm laying on the couch, but I want to make a video talking about client testimonials, why they're important, why you must have them for your business, and how they actually make you more money. So, without further ado, all right, so here we go. How to get client testimonials. First off, let's talk about why they're important. When you have client testimonials and I pin them on my Instagram, it shows proof. It shows you that people will buy from you and that you will have a good service. And so if you're a plumber, you're a kitchen remodeler, you're a realtor, you know what I'm saying. Any local lead service-based business, if you have testimonials and in-person ones, not just a fake like Google review that people can screenshot or a fake text message, but like actual real testimonials of your customer talking about how you did a good job in person, that carries its weight in gold. I use this same method for my Instagram. I literally have my top 3 pinned posts. I think my link to it is in the description, but they're all testimonials from happy customers, and I'm not putting like any, I'm not forcing them to say it, right? Like it's totally up to them. I never paid any of them, just out of the kindness of their own heart because I got them good results. Now, same for your guys' business, right? Even if you just did a plumbing job, like, hey, yes, Steve come and he fixed my toilet in 2 seconds. I would never want to watch a video on YouTube, try to figure it out myself. Hire Steve every time. Like that's a great testimonial. Now, maybe I don't need a plumber, right? When I look at his Instagram, right? But the next time I do have one, I followed him. Now I have him top of mind because he posts every day on his story. And now I'm going to call him up. And when the time comes, I know a guy, right? Versus having to go to Google and click on an ad and there's just not a lot of trust there. But if I've been watching Steve post a lot of content and he has great testimonials, I'm using Steve, right? So how do we actually get them? Reach out. You can say, hey, thank you so much for your continued business and for choosing us for your service. I want to personally reach out and ask a quick favor. We are investing heavily into our social media content and we are looking for video testimonials of our past work. Would you be open to a quick 2-minute conversation at your earliest convenience? Thank you so much. This is a great way to go to your customer, your past customer, client, and ask for a testimonial, right? And when you go to film, the best script for it, there's either 2 ways. You can either have the conversation, the client start the conversation saying, working with Steve was an amazing decision because of X, Y, Z, or you start off as the business owner and say, hey, here I am with my client, Maddie, where we fixed her toilet here in Phoenix. It was plugged to the max. I mean, that's kind of a gross example, but you get the point, right? How was your experience working with us? And then she's like, oh my gosh, it was great. You guys are awesome. And if you have a good service, then she will say that. Your customer will say that, right? Because if you don't have a good service, then you're just letting more people know about your bad sandwich. And if you have a bad sandwich, more people, if you just pour marketing on top of it, ads, content, whatever, then you're just letting more people know about your bad sandwich. Because no one wants a bad sandwich. They want a good sandwich. And as far as questions to ask, more, here we go. How was your experience working with us? Who would you recommend us to? Why did you decide to go with us? Right? These are all great questions to ask and just let the customer do the talking. Now, little pro tip, if you have a customer or a client who's not like afraid to be on video or who's quote unquote an extrovert, that'll perform better than someone who's talking like very like softly, like she's like, oh yes, they were good, right? Like we don't want that. We want someone who's, can like, be your wingman essentially. And so what this does overall is drive the biggest pillar for your business and to grow your business, and that's trust, right? Because if you don't trust someone, you're never going to give them your money. But if they trust you, if you trust someone, you're much more likely to use that person, right? That's just plain and simple. And they trust that they'll do a good job. So no one wants to be the first person to buy your product or service. No one wants to be, your first test mule, right? Unless you're doing it for free, which is what I started off doing when I first started doing this, which I highly recommend, and then you get reviews that way. But now these guys, everyone on my page at least, are all paid reviews. They've all paid me thousands. And now they, I met with them in person and filmed a review. So a lot of people, a lot of marketers will do do something. They'll say send 1,000 cold emails, right, for your kitchen remodeling company. But then what are they doing? They're making YouTube videos or they're posting on Instagram. I genuinely, like, that's what I don't like about my industry, right? Is there's a lot of like snake oil. But if you can, like, I use the same strategy myself, right? I know you guys, whoever's watching this, if you implement this for yourself and you make testimonial videos, you pin them on your Instagram. When people go to your Instagram and they follow you because you're giving away free valuable content, and that's a whole nother video that I'll make a video on. But at the top, when you show people in person who are like excited, who have worked with you, it just builds that trust, social proof so much. It beats any 5-star review on Google that might have been written by, you know, your mom any day, right? We've all been there. But this is way better. This is real. So thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday night, and till next vid.